educator. What are we talking about today? Boobs! Now technically they are called breasts, and I am breaking one of my sex educator rules, which is use the correct word for the correct body part, especially when you're talking to your kids. But you guys aren't kids, so I'm going to use the word boobs because I love it. I love it because the word kind of looks like what they are with those double O's in the middle. So boobs. What are boobs? It depends. If they're breasts that your body has grown itself, then it's a combination of tissue, mostly fatty tissue, that extends down from the collarbone, under the armpit, and across the rib cage on top of the pectoral muscles. If you have surgically created boobs, then it's most likely a sturdy silicone sac that is filled with either saline, which is a saltwater solution, or silicone gel. Who has boobs? Most people born with ovaries and a uterus will start to develop breasts during puberty, and the age range for when breast development starts is really wide. It can be as early as 6 or 7, it can be late as 13, 14, or 15 years old. So this is the case for a lot of people, but it's not true for everyone. For example, there are kids who are born intersex and they don't have ovaries or a uterus, but they will still develop breasts during puberty. There are kids who have ovaries and a uterus and they won't develop breasts, sometimes because they're on medication to block their puberty and development. And then there are kids who are born with a penis and testicles, but they will choose to have breasts surgically constructed as a way of reflecting their authentic gender identity. How do boobs grow? If your body has to grow its own boobs, they usually start off as very small deposits of fatty tissue on top of the pectoral muscles, and those are known as buds or breast buds. And then the amount of time it takes for them to reach their full size, that super depends on the individual person's body. For some people, they'll reach their full size in a couple of years. Other people, it takes several years. For me, I started getting boobs, I think, when I was around 10 or 11. And by the time I was 13 or 14, they were solidly in there at a B cup, I think. And I thought that was just going to be my boobs because they didn't get any bigger for a really long time. And then when I was 22, and I think I was going into my last year of university, all of a sudden, over the course of like 10 days, they got way bigger. And so now I have like D-cup boobs. I was not expecting that. So you never know. You never know what they're going to do. Even once puberty is over, your breasts will change size and shape over the course of your life. You know, if you lose weight, if you gain weight, if you're going through hormonal events like obviously puberty, but also just your menstrual cycle, if you're pregnant, if you're going through menopause, if you're breastfeeding or even just giving birth, your milk's going to come in and your breasts are going to change size and shape. And as I mentioned in my 10 things I want you to tell your kids video, check that out, it's really common to have one breast that is a slightly different size and shape than the other. Are boobs sexual? Yes and no. Breasts are what are called a secondary sex characteristic, meaning that it's a part of your body that develops during puberty under the influence of your sex hormones. For some folks, seeing breasts is no big deal. Other folks find looking at boobs very sexually stimulating. Boobs can definitely be an erogenous zone and a source of a lot of sexual pleasure. They have lots of nerve endings and erectile tissue that can respond to sexual stimulation by doing things like swelling and nipples getting erect. But like I mentioned in my video on arousal non-concordance, sometimes breasts will respond that way even when a person isn't aroused. Ultimately, it depends on the context. There are some people for whom breasts are just never sexy, and then there are some people who find breasts sexy pretty much all the time, and then there are a lot of people for whom breasts can be sexy if the circumstances are right. What if you have boobs, but you don't want boobs? Some people opt to have their breasts surgically removed, usually either because of a medical concern like breast cancer or as part of gender confirmation surgery. Having the breast surgically removed is called a mastectomy. Some people are not into the way that their body looks with breasts, but either because they don't have that option or because they just have made a different choice, they won't have surgery, but they will wear special garments that will bind the breast, giving the appearance of a flat chest. If you wear your bra to bed, will that stop your boobs from sagging over time? Nope. I mean, there's nothing wrong with wearing a bra to bed if that feels comfortable for you, but it's not gonna stop your breast tissue from weakening and aging over time. Your boobs are just gonna get saggier, and it's okay, it's okay. Just let them flop and flow, flop and flow. Do you have to wear a bra? People like to say that if you have breasts and they're above a certain size, then you absolutely have to wear a bra. And no, you don't. A lot of people will opt to wear a bra, particularly if they have larger breasts, because they feel more supported, it's more comfortable, or because they enjoy the body shape that it creates. But if that doesn't feel right for you, you don't have to do it. Can I make my breasts bigger or smaller? Breast augmentation lifts the breasts up higher. Breast reduction makes the breasts smaller, and breast implants make them bigger. How do I take care of my boobs? Do regular breast exams. Ideally, you want to do them once a month, and when you do them, you want to get in there and you want to feel all the breast tissue, including under the arms. When you're feeling around, if you do feel any lumps, be sure to get them checked out by a doctor as soon as possible. Why do my boobs hurt? Your boobs can get sore and swollen at certain points during your menstrual cycle. It can also be a sign of early pregnancy. It can also be a sign of getting whacked in the boob, which crazy hurts, so watch where you're flailing your arms. If you have unusual or persistent breast pain, it's probably a good idea to get it checked out by a medical professional. Oh, and sometimes boobs itch because they have skin, and skin gets itchy. Let me tell you, I hate that because there are a few things that feel ickier to me than trying to scratch around my nipple area. So that's all for today. In the comments below, let me know what you really like about your body. And while you're here, be sure to like this video, share it with someone if you think they'll like it, and of course, subscribe. All right, I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you soon. Bye. I really want to delve into some more research and reading around pleasure and where our cultural ideas about pleasure come from, and you know, what are like the neurochemical effects of pleasure in the brain and the body and all of those things.